Yo, 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 welcome back to the series Delta Rune and Delts. My name is Chris or Mike. You can call me whatever you want. We're back to talk today about another subject in fitness, biggest beginner mistakes in lifting or bodybuilding. Let's get into it. First things first. When I started lifting, let's say this is back probably like 8 years. It's the first time I started lifting. I got really serious about lifting maybe like 2 years ago was when I started tracking my calories. I started, making sure I was getting in enough food. I made sure I was recovering properly. We'll get into that later. And I made sure I was checking all the boxes. So the step one, the first thing that you need to know as a beginner is that you could basically screw up your programming. You could eat like shit. And the first like 3 months, like 2 months, that's like when your body's most primed for growth. So something you need to remember is that bad programming in the beginning stages of your lifting do not matter as much as late game lifting. All right. And that's super duper important for beginners to understand. Now, what does this mean? This means that you may grow a lot in the beginning and then you may think that your programming is correct. All right. That's something I did. And that's something I think a lot of people do. Number two, in the first stages of lifting, make sure you nail your macronutrients. Now, why is that super important? So get this. When I first started lifting, me and my bro, we would order fucking Dominoes on the bulk. Have you looked at the macros for Dominoes? It's like fucking 100 grams of fat and like 200 grams of carbs and like 20 grams of protein from like what source? Some shitty ass source, bro. Like what this protein is like a whole food protein source. And nowadays they're saying the efficacy of protein is dependent on the source, right? So how the fuck was I supposed to know? That was literally just getting skinny fat. I was getting skinny fat. So number one, gram per pound body weight of protein. So nail your fucking protein every day. All right, listen, if you're on a deficit, you gotta nail the protein even more. If you're on a bulk, you gotta name the fucking deficit. You gotta nail the fucking protein. And if you're maintaining, you got to nail the protein. Any stage of your lifting, you're going to be fucking hating your protein. And guess what? People are still trying to find ways to go around eating protein. They're saying you don't need that much. Let me tell you one thing. I swear, if you're like just beginning out in the gym and you're like trying to get big, if you start eating your protein and you actually nail it, bro, you're already ahead of like 90% of the pack. Because in the beginning, dude, I swear, I thought that I was hot shit because I was eating all this fuck ass food thinking I was growing more. I wasn't sleeping. I was fucking drinking all the time. None of that will help. Number three, if you're trying to maximize growth, you need to prioritize recovery more than the gym. Why do I say that? Because I think the easiest thing in the beginning is to nail the training, right? You get in there, you hit your weights, you go home. We'll get it. Like, I feel like later in the series, we'll have to get into more of like the minute details of like how to execute your form properly. But I think something that you need to understand is that if you get in the gym and you train hard as fuck and you go home, you probably already got the stimulus that you need, right? And I'm not talking training hard as fuck. Like, say, all right, we're doing bicep curls, right? All right, I'm sitting here. I got the curls, right? I'm doing 1 rep, 2 reps. This is just 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Getting a little bit slower. 8, 9, just starting to struggle, and 10, and then I drop them. That was not a good set. That was not a good set. 11, getting harder. You're like grinding out 12. That's when the first place that you could stop. And then you could even go ahead and boom. That's a good set. All right. Same thing with lat pull down. 1, 2. You bring your elbows into your side. You're squeezing in your lats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just starts getting hard and you let go. You lost. So train to failure and make sure you're standardizing your form. Number 4, this is the biggest issue that I had, and I think a lot of people struggle to even understand that this is a fucking problem. All right. Nowadays, everyone's the new hype in the gym. Listen, I've been around the community for a really fucking long time. A lot of things come and go. A lot of things change. A lot of things get better. A lot of things get worse. The one thing you need to know is that everyone nowadays is talking about going super heavy, low volume, high intensity, heavy weight, right? Maximize your stimulus, get out. You're not too fatigued, right? Stimulus to fatigue ratio at the core of the subject. The issue is that beginners are coming into the gym and they're not standardizing their form. So you're coming into the gym and you're lifting as heavy as you can, but the problem is that you're doing like a lat pull down, then you're coming back and you turn into an upright row. You see that? Instead of pulling down to your side and using your lats, if you have to swing the bar and pull it like here, you've just transferred that really you can feel it. You're transferring that movement from your lats to your upper back. And you're stronger with your erectors. This motion is way stronger than this motion. If you're just like utilizing your lats like that, not nearly as strong as utilizing, bro. You're doing an upper back row. You're coming back, dude. Look, you're hitting you could literally see my traps getting lit up in the back. You have your rear delts, you have your erectors, and then you have your like mid back. Versus just hitting your lats. So if you're gonna go super heavy, make sure that you're fucking standardizing your form, because you're going to see a lot of people lifting online and it's going to dissuade you. The people that are getting the views and getting the hits are not the ones that are lifting with standardized form, doing like like half of the stack. But that might be what you need to do. You have no idea what your strength is starting at. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you right now, I started making gains when I literally lifted with the strongest fucking people in my college. I was like 160. I was like maybe 160 pounds. And bro, I was ego lifting so hard. And then guess what happened? I would lift 6 times a week, doing so much fucking volume. I would never recover. And then I would binge drink on the weekend. Does that sound like making progress to you? I literally blamed it. I chalked it up to my genetics. I'm not gonna lie, for the longest time, I was copium. I was sipping that copium. I got bad chest genetics. I got bad this genetics. Guess what? I blew up, and literally I had guys from my college telling me, like, what the fuck happened? What are you doing? What are you doing differently? So if you find something that fucking works, dude, like, just do that. Because you're gonna hear a lot of, trust me, we'll give it 2 years, and the fitness community is going to be on a whole different thing. It'll never go away, because we as humans, no matter all the AI, no matter the robo bitch, we are always going to have to lift weights in order to stimulate our muscles, right? Like, we're going to always try to create machines that could do it for us, but we got to output the force. You know what I mean? We are the only ones who are fucking neurological pathways are connected to our muscle recruit motor units for exertion. We're the only ones that are going to be able to keep doing this shit. You know what I mean? And no one's, I mean, maybe everyone's on the GLPs and they don't care about muscle, but yeah. So standardize your form. Don't go too heavy. So you make sure that you're actually hitting the fucking muscle while going heavy. Progressive overload. So track your lifts and actually make sure that you're getting stronger. Getting stronger doesn't mean putting on 15 more pounds on the bar and then your form is completely different than last time. If your form isn't standardized, then you're doing it wrong. You didn't make progress. You just literally made your form different. And yeah. So anyway, that's it for today. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to try to chop up the video a little bit more today and then create a different thumbnail. I low-key didn't get as many views on the last video, but I think also the subject was kind of weird. But yeah, so let me know. Please provide some feedback in the comments. I really appreciate everyone who commented and everyone who comments. But yeah, we'll keep doing this. And yeah, Deltarune is fucking peak, so let's go.